Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You need to understand, if you have encountered any type of demonic force in your life, a narcissist, a warlock, a witch, you know, and you have been always been the one that have been picked on, always the scapegoat. You need to understand that you are the one. You come from source. You know, this is a spiritual warfare between good and evil. And you were placed in toxic places. So you came through a portal just because that is your brother, or that it is your wife, or that it is your aunt. That's, you know, we came by ourselves, or father or mother or whatever. We came by ourselves and we're gonna leave by ourselves. If they don't understand you on a spiritual level and love you the correct way or supporting you, that's not the person you need to surround yourself with. You know, these demons have rewired our brain, society, and this matrix has rewired our brain thinking that we are to be attached to our family. But that is not correct, because a lot of us at war, you know, at war with friends, with family members, we are at war. This is the truth. It's when it is hard to let go, because we have been trained and programmed that those titles you must be attached to, that we need these people. You know, we've been programmed that way. But your real family is out. You know, it's just a portal you came through. And a lot of people need to really understand that when you downplay yourself and see other people, you can see somebody else's gifts, and you don't look at yourself as being worthy, but you are. You're just trapped in trauma. Trauma really messes people up to the point where they don't think that they are worthy of being enough or being the next best thing. But this is just what somebody has embedded inside your brain. And this is not true. You have to really take the time and get to know yourself and look in that mirror and tell yourself that you are the one, because you come from source. You know, you didn't meet these demons by coincidence or by mistake. Everything is divine. Everything. Just because you have seen somebody else and they are very gifted, that doesn't mean you are not gifted. You just have to really find out what it is that you're good at. You have a purpose too. You have to snap out of being shy, or what these people had programmed you to be. We see everybody else doing certain thing, and we think like we should do, if we're gonna do the opposite, we're gonna be laughed at. Let them laugh. Let them laugh. You just have to be who you are, who God created you to be, and don't worry about what other people think of you, because these people are NPCs programmed. You have to really do that internal work. This is an internal battle within yourself. And as long as you don't do the work, you're gonna keep attracting traumatic, evil people, because you are like a walking generator. Narcissists and different demons, they can smell an empath, a chosen one, a genuine soul that isn't healed. This is the dangerous, you know? Yes, this is a war, and this uses, and you are a part with it. Whether with your friends, family members, co-workers, you need to fucking wake up and do the work. When you are unhealed, you are a target. You know, these people, you see them always being negative and saying evil things and dangerous things, don't know no better what they do, you know? Yes. Listen, some people, they want to be evil. They want to be of the devil children. They want to call on entities and they call it the dark art. I don't see any art in it. You know, there's no art in harming other people's consciousness. You know? Listen, ancient golden rule, do to others what it's like to be done to you. You know, they don't understand that because they are disconnected. They don't understand that we are all connected, but with a different point of attentions. You know, like what you gonna project or do to others is it's gonna happen to you and your loved ones, because at the end we are all one network of a consciousness. They don't understand this. That consciousness rate, it have levels. That awareness, it have levels. You know. So when you are sent as a chosen vessel in this portal, in a certain place, in a certain atmosphere, in a certain circumstances, know to define yourself the right way. You know, that this is not who you are. What they say, what happened with you, your family name, your gender, your religion. This is not who you are. Your name, your position, your degree. This is not who you are. You know, this doesn't define who you are. You are infinite consciousness, infinite awareness, having a brief experience in this vehicle called the human body. A human, a colored chakra man, a human is a being of light. You're not sent here to be a being of darkness. You know, these people appear to be foolish, you know, because they flipped the knowledge, they flipped the esoteric knowledge, they flipped it upside down, and they got God out of the equation. And He is the one who created this knowledge, but not to put matter over spirit, to put spirit over matter. Those who crush other people's souls, those who crush other people's dreams, those are demons. Those are once you healed, once you are a healer, you are a fighter. If you can heal, you can fight. Yes. And demons know that very well. Demons know that very well. Once you heal, you can fight. Once you cut them out of the source, they die. They vanish. They know that very well. And they did their best not to make you be aware of who you are and what you came here actually to do. Paul had said, Apostle Paul, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's so true. You know, the battle is what's behind that person. You know, what comes behind them. The eye cannot see, but the spirit can discern. You know, like when you have this spiritual discernment, you can know, it doesn't matter if you want to work with people, it doesn't matter how this person is, how much skills does he have or tell. It doesn't matter. Your discernment, what's the intention? When you know the intention, you will decide if this person stays or go, or for how long will it be, or are you gonna get betrayed or not. It doesn't matter how good people are in what they do. What matters is what is the intention of what they hold. You know, the intentions. This spiritual discernment is everything. Yes. If you don't know how to discern, you will always be surprised or backstabbed, or fooled. It doesn't matter how it looks, how it sounds, and how good they are in whatever they do. What's the intention of the spirit that is behind them? That's what matters.